Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to JPTV. Today, I'm doing something a little fun. I decided to do a my favorite makeup palettes tag, and this tag actually was started, gosh, a few years ago, maybe the beginning of 2021. By Samantha March, and then other YouTubers have followed suit, and I actually get my inspiration for this video from Juicyjaz, and I will put both of their channels in the description box so you can check them out. So today we're going to be talking about my favorite palettes, so I'm excited. If you are new here to my channel, thank you so much for coming. I so much appreciate it. I hope that you would consider subscribing below and clicking that notification bell. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. So palette number one, my all-time favorite palette. So just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory about my channel, I actually barely started this channel last year at the end of the year, but I have been passionate about makeup and watching makeup tutorials since probably, I think it was like 2015. I started getting excited about the beauty community and watching videos and learning how to do makeup. And it was during a time where the beauty community on YouTube was thriving and booming. And so, you know, as the years have gone on, I've always wanted to start my channel, but just felt like it was too saturated in the beauty community, but continued as well anyways. And so towards the end of last year, I just decided, you know what, why waste any more time? You know, if my channel never takes off, then it doesn't take off. I can do it for fun. And, you know, nothing good happens in our lives without taking risks, right? So I took a risk last year and I started my channel, and it's kind of evolving into other things. But, you know, I have throughout the year since 2015 bought a lot of makeup. And so I was really excited about this tag because I've had the opportunity to, you know, watch other people do it over the years, and now it is my turn. And, you know, sitting down and really having to come up with these top 11 things was hard because I have a lot of makeup, and I just, you know, it was hard, but yet at the same time, like, I knew what I wanted to choose. So this first one, my all-time favorite, since I have been using makeup the way that I have, is the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. This retails for $45. Look at that. It is well used. It is my favorite. Like, I still go to it now. Could I have probably used it all and bought another palette? Yes, but because I have so much makeup, this has lasted me a long time. You can find it at Ulta, Sephora, on the Anastasia website, but this by far is my all-time favorite palette. All right, number two. Next we have my new favorite palette. So when it comes to my new favorite, I was looking at all my palettes and I don't have a, well, I do have a new favorite, but I wanted to use that one for something else. And so my second kind of new favorites are, and it's not just one, it's multiple, are these ColourPop Quartet palettes. I'm going to just kind of zoom in. So I've got this one, which is like a teals, and then some brown and golds. I love these. They're super easy for traveling because they're small, and they just go. Like, you use this in the crease, this in the corner, and then you can decide if you want a, what I do sometimes is I'll do like a darker on most of the lid and then do the lighter just in the inner corner. But all three give you that darker shimmer, lighter shimmer, light mallet, dark mallet, matte. So I really love these. So, and these are new to my collection. They're not new per se, but new to my collection. All right, next up is a palette that I keep for memories. So I had talked in the beginning of the video about how I started getting passionate about makeup in 2015 when the beauty industry was really hopping and booming. And during that time, all of the Too Faced palettes and the Naked palettes were like the thing. They were on fire. They were the ones to buy. And so out of all of those, this is the only one that I have left, the Too Faced Peach palette. And I just keep it for memories, to just remind me of the time that I became passionate and fell in love with makeup. So that is my number 3. All right, next up, number 4, the most underrated palette. So this palette was introduced to me by Brianna Fox. I'm not sure if any of you follow her. I will actually link her channel in my description box. She's one of my favorite beauty YouTubers. I just love her. She's very down to earth, and she's just fun to watch. And so she talks about this palette all the time, and because she always talks about it, I bought it. And I feel like she's the only YouTuber that really talks about this palette all the time, and that is the Tarte Man-Eater palette. This is what it looks like. It is a neutral dream, lots of warm tones. This black is one of my favorites next to the Soft Blend palette. These are my 2 favorite black eyeshadows. I love this brown too. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's almost like a cherry brown would be the way that I would describe it. So I just love this palette. It's also really small, and it's easy to take with you when you travel. So this is my favorite underrated palette. Okay, number 5. Not my favorite, but I can't get rid of it, and that would be the Naked Urban Decay Honey palette. So let me open this up. As you guys can see, I've had it for a little while and I've barely used it. When it first came out, I really wanted it because I love very bright yellow, gold tones. But I just feel like, I don't know, I mean, there is a lot of mattes and shimmers, but I just don't gravitate towards it. I'm not sure why. But I don't want to get rid of it because I love the tones. So, and it's Urban Decay. Like, Urban Decay just holds a special place in my heart, just because it was the first brand that, you know, I was passionate about and got excited about when I started doing makeup. So that is my not my favorite, but can't get rid of. All right, next up, number 6 is favorite collab. So I had to look through all my palettes because I don't have a lot of collab palettes, but out of the ones that I did have, that I still have left, and it, quite frankly, it was my favorite anyways, is the Dream Street Kathleen Lights and ColourPop palette. I love this palette. I haven't even hit pan on any of it, but I use it a lot in the summer, especially this really pretty, like, iridescent, it's like a blue-green shimmer. I love it. It's called Kaleidoscope. And I love these bright coral tones. I feel like this is just a beautiful palette for the summer. Okay, so number 7 is your 2021 favorite palette. So the palette that I used the most last year in 2021 was the Supreme Nudes palette by Artist Couture. A lot of YouTubers would talk about this palette, and if you've been following me and you are subscribed to my channel, you'll know I love greens. That's actually my favorite color in the palette, but I just love the beautiful neutrals. All of the mattes blend very, very well, and the shimmers are beautiful. I want to show you this green shimmer. I'm going to swatch it. It is like a really pretty olive green. Look at that. It actually matches the shirt I'm wearing today. I'm wearing actually a matte green today on my eyes, but I really, really love this green. So yeah, this was the one that got the most use in 2021. Okay guys, number 8, the palette that I bought that I didn't expect to love. And the reason why I didn't expect to love this palette was because there's a lot of pops of colors and I'm more of a neutral gal. And that is the Disney Princess Cinderella and Sigma palette. Let me open this up so you guys can see it. So look at all those pops of colors. You've got the purples, you've got some blue greens, and then, I mean, these aren't really pops of colors. These are more, you know, neutral. But when I saw it online, I looked at it and I didn't think that I would get much use for it. I really was gravitating more towards like the neutral colors and the blues. I've never really liked purple eyeshadow that much, but when I bought this palette, and started using it, I fell in love with it. Especially this beautiful purple right here. I'm gonna swatch it. It's just a really, and it almost looks blue, like it's got a blue and purple shift. So I really am loving this palette and I'm using it a lot. Okay, number 9. This one was actually my favorite one to come to the table with, and that is the palette that sparks the most joy in me, and that would be the original Jaclyn Hill palette that she did with Morphe. I'll go ahead and open it up. As you can see, it has been loved much by me, and it just brings me joy because it just reminds me of, again, when I first started doing makeup. This came out probably, I don't even remember what year, maybe a couple years after I started watching YouTube and getting excited about makeup, and this was one of my favorite palettes during that time. I used it like for a good couple years, like all the time, and it just helped me fall in love not only with Jaclyn but Morphe products as well. Okay, number 10. This is a palette that I have been using a lot, that I was gonna mention was my all-time favorite, but because I really feel like it's a newer palette to my collection, and so it was really hard for me to say it's my all-time favorite, but it's been my favorite lately, and that is the Jaclyn Hill palette that she did with her mom, the Dear Mom. Now the Dear Mom was only limited edition for Mother's Day, but she has the same palette that's not, doesn't say Dear Mom, it just says Jaclyn. I'm gonna go ahead and open that up for you guys. It's just stunning, you guys. I mean, every single color. I love the cool tones, you got the warm tones, and this black is amazing. So I'm finding myself using this palette every day. That's actually what I have on my eyes today. Let me open it back up and kind of show you guys. I went in with this in my crease and then darkened it up with these two in the corner, and then on the lid I put this beautiful green that matches my shirt. So been loving this palette, and it is my newest collection to my palette. Oh my god, the newest palette to my collection. And last but surely not least, number 11. My first used palette this year in 2022, and that was the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette Divine Neutrals. Let me show you guys this. I got this in December of last year and did my first tutorial on January 1st on my channel with this palette. So it has a lot of meaning to me as well, because it's the first tutorial that I did on my channel. And I love everything about it. I love these warm browns, and these shimmers on the bottom row are everything. It is by far the best collab with Morphe that she has. Of course, I loved her original, but I love this one even more. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun doing it. I'm thinking when it gets towards the end of the year, I'll do another one and we'll talk about favorites from this year. You know, maybe I'll start a new tag of different topics. So again, thank you so much for coming. If you are new here, I hope that you choose to subscribe. Please like it. If you did like this video, it's very important for the success of my channel, because I know for myself, and I'm just going to say this in ending, you know, before I became a YouTuber and really understood how YouTube worked, I didn't realize that although almost every video that I watch, I actually personally like it, I would never press the like button. I didn't think much of it. I would just move on to the next video. But now that I know how much it supports that person's channel, I make sure to like every single video I watch, even if I didn't like it. That's just who I am. I'm not asking you guys to do that, but I just feel like I want to support my fellow YouTubers with that. So yeah, thank you so much for coming, and I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye.